This bathroom sink and faucet were installed in 1989, we know this from the homeowner's records, and were removed as part of a renovation, a costly renovation, thousands of dollars worth of renovation. All of the damage was caused by the incompetent installation of this faucet. I'll show you what happened. Since 1989 this has been used and some components deteriorate, that's expected. On the drain side of things, this plunger rod that operates this drain valve rotted away or rusted away. The end of it is missing, both on the outside and on the inside. So this is trash. It's normal. This is to be expected. They are always in contact with water, and it's easy to find and source out another fitting that goes to the underside of the sink here. It's still in good condition. It's perfectly serviceable here. However, this part here where the faucet gets installed is severely corroded, completely unnecessarily, because this is where the leak started, on this side here. I don't know if the cold or the hot water line was connected here, but this is where the problems started. By now, not only the sink needs a replacement, it's at least $100, and of course some of the retaining hardware is also showing the same asymmetrical wear. You can see one side is completely trashed, the other side is still serviceable, old but still functioning and would be flawless and perfectly fine. But unfortunately, like I said, this faucet was installed incompetently when the water line was connected to it. The overzealous handy person who installed this installed it as follows. Connected the water line like so. Sorry, it's a little corroded there, and placed a single wrench on it, presumably adjustable one like this, or crescent wrench, and proceeded to tighten this water line something like this to this point, at which point the guy continued rotating the wrench, which twisted this leg of the water line here like this, not beyond recognition, but severely twisted this copper line here. This is completely unnecessary. As you can see from the amount of corrosion here, this started or resulted in a crack down there, and because the other side is intact, you can see it's still old. It's got this old copper color to it, and yes, one line or you can see some water was running down there. I don't know if it's from the same crack or somehow water goes two ways, runs a little bit down there, but more so on this side. So this installation resulted in not only the damage to the faucet mounting hardware, but the sink that needs replacement, at least $100, but also destroyed the cabinet, the shelf in it, the bottom of the cabinet, the sides and the back of the cabinet, destroyed the flooring underneath the cabinet over the decades, destroyed the drywall in the corner behind the cabinet, which now has mold growing on the inner surfaces inside the wall cavity. This needs asbestos removal because this is 1989 drywall blend, and of course needs mold remediation, and structural members are destroyed in the house. One of them is an exterior wall, so the insulation needs to be replaced, the flooring needs to be replaced, all because of this. The idiot who installed it over tightened it like so and twisted the metal out of straight. Just for contrast, here is another and another This is both of them are kitchen faucets, but you can see that there is corrosion on them. Let's take a look at one of them. There is corrosion on them. That's normal, but they are not twisted out of straight. Okay, here's the other one, installed properly. And how to install a faucet and how to use. It's not really about faucet installation. This is about, can you use a wrench, in this case 2, without causing damage. That's the issue here. Apparently this guy didn't. So this is how this damage came about. The proper way to tighten, you need 2 wrenches, if you can afford 2 wrenches. I hope you can. Put one on the fixture, on the faucet itself, and the other one on the water line, like so, and hold this one in place and rotate the other one. That's how it's being tightened. Okay, the purpose of this wrench here, in my left hand in this case, is to prevent precisely this kind of damage. So now it's tightened. And removal, of course, opposite direction, one wrench moving, the other one staying stationary, like this. Very straightforward, and I think they teach it in plumbing as an apprenticeship, like a first-year plumber apprentice would learn it, I don't know, on the job the first day or so, something like that. Maybe not the first day, but fairly early on. Quite possibly before, as a pre-apprentice, before an apprenticeship. So that's how installation should have looked like. And if I take off this black plastic trim, we can have a look, maybe see the actual source where the copper line is cracked, where all the misery started, now resulting in thousands of dollars of renovation cost. Let's have a look-see. So what we have here is a corrosion. All leads up to this point here. Yes, there is a little more corrosion there. That's fine. That's expected over time. But this line here probably cracked. It's a hairline fracture, a hairline crack. Probably somewhere it's covered up by the green copper oxide. I can't see it, but it's pretty evident that it started here, where this was twisted by tightening it using only one wrench. And it's costing the homeowners thousands of dollars to renovate, replace everything, including flooring, structural members, insulation, drywall, and fixtures. So, moral of the lesson here is fairly straightforward. Get a guy who's actually competent and can use wrenches and actually owns tools and knows how to use them at the bare least minimum.